Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes kissing losers can be a really fun diversion. We talk about our first kisses. Andy tries to recoup his message, and we debate the ethics of sleeping with your teacher. Well, we don't really do that, but it sounded better than just saying we talk about how the teacher's a pedophile. We watched Never Been Kissed for this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
On this podcast...
You right up doing bits straight
Anyone
away.
here got a podcast?
I got a podcast. It's a big one.
Have you done, your podcast is done, right, Ben?
Yeah.
On
Nonchalant
hiatus.
comedy podcast.
Well, I was thinking of starting a new one. I told Jamie about it, but I can't be bothered.
We did an ill-fated pilot episode of a podcast in Ben Kochan's car once.
Oh, that's right.
Where Kochan was like, what I want to do is, like, I want to do it like comedians giving other comedians lifts. And he was like, and you'll be the first guest. And he pulled out a little podcast recorder. And then all we did for 15 minutes is talk about how we wanted to fuck Sam
Thornton's butthole.
But it was, like, really graphic. It was like,
It was real.
My dick is going to go inside his dick hole.
Man,
I guarantee you, like... almost every comic has had the idea for that podcast.
you remember
Fucking
how,
Sam Thornton.
you remember how
Yeah. Even like,
Today on the podcast.
Nate Bargatze wakes up in a sweat somewhere in Middle America and he's like, I gotta fuck Sam Thornton and record it on pod.
Do you remember how 5 minutes before we sat down, I kept trying to wonder what the thing I wanted to bring up was, and I couldn't remember what it was? I just remembered what it was. You've just reminded me. This is insanely coincidental. My dad came to Powerbomb on Friday. I'm like 90% sure I caught him checking out Sam Thornton. Like, I genuinely think he wanted to
Who
fuck.
wouldn't? He's like a strikingly handsome man. Like,
I'm going
everyone
on
would
The
have a
bigger
look and just be
takeaway
like,
is that my
Jesus.
dad is probably secretly bi, but like
I'm going on tour with Sam Thornton. We're going to fuck.
Wow, you're confident. Right at the
Well, actually, we want to record a podcast again in a car, unedited, 7 hours just driving. Just
Are all your podcast ideas car-based
In a
because
car,
you lived with
yes.
your parents for so long? Is that...
possibly? Not anymore.
Yeah, Kochan's an independent woman
Yeah.
now.
You're now Serene's
I still take my
child,
washing
yeah.
home.
Do you still take your washing home?
Yeah, but sometimes I do it.
What? And you just come home with a bag. You're like, look, Mum, I'm a big boy.
I just throw it at her. Do it.
Why couldn't you get it this clean when I lived in this dump?
I never understood the bringing your washing home for your parents to do it, because surely it's more effort to travel to your parents' house than it is to just do your
Well,
own
the laundry
fucking washing.
in this place scares me.
Yeah,
What's
I think
scary about it?
It's dusty. It's downstairs. It's a coin-operated machine. There's
Yeah.
lots of wires hanging everywhere.
it's that
Sounds
stuff.
like you're
It's
talking about your mum's pussy.
coin-operated.
Dusty is downstairs.
Yeah, it's scary.
There's wires
yeah,
everywhere.
That checks out.
All true.
Does it have one of those pay wave buttons on it now? I don't have cash on me anymore. I just need to tap and go.
Oh,
Kochan, off-brand for his type, hates coins. Like,
Yeah, I'm a notes man.
yeah. He said, oh, can you tell them that
Nothing less than $100.
Can you tell them your thing about
A cabbage.
Can you tell them your thing that you wanted to brag to your parents about how much money you were saving since
yeah.
you moved out of home?
Yep. Should I say the number?
Yeah, you could say the number.
I don't want everyone to know how much money I have.
I want to know how much money you have more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have this much anymore because I had to pay rent. Unfortunately, it was a real shock to the system.
You're like, what? You have to pay for a house? Mama just doesn't do it for you?
Well, I went back home for a little bit of brunch with the fam.
Oh, yeah.
And a few eggies and whatnot. Dad was making them.
Guys, no bragging.
I wish I could get invited to brunch.
And so, I wanted to impress him. And I was like, guys, I'm almost gonna have 10 grand in the bank.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, isn't that amazing? They were like, well, it's better than not having 10 grand.
I called my mum up to ask for $100 2 days ago, and she was just like, can you just, stop? But she also seemed impressed that it was only $100 I was borrowing.
Yeah.
If I had 10
I
grand, my parents would just give me 10 grand.
I genuinely don't remember the last time I had 10 grand
It's
in the bank
great.
was.
I don't
Excited.
think I've ever had 10 grand in the bank. I do remember about 3 weeks ago I was having beers with Andy and he could not afford to get them. So I was bankrolling him.
Yes.
He's like, don't worry, there's like 3 different open mic women that are sending me $50 tomorrow. And he was just like, so should I like show up to the mic and say hi, or is it weird because I'm taking their money, but I'm good for it because I'm borrowing more money from someone else that I'll use to pay them? You're the Bernie Madoff of open mic.
Look, the most important thing is tomorrow a lot of money is being deposited into my bank. My redundancy pay comes through tomorrow. I'm going to be the richest motherfucker
How
in
much
the
we
room
talking?
tomorrow. Dude, can I say the amount? Is
Yeah.
that no?
I don't care.
$16,000.
That's a lot of money.
$16,000.
That money
Christ.
is going to go so
Oh, it is
much quicker
going
than you
very
think it
quickly.
is.
I've already spent most of it. Yeah,
I'd like to remind you at this point that you only donated $20 to my GoFundMe. So.
I might
And
top up the payment.
that's $20 too much.
Well, it's $20 more than you've donated. So.
No, I donated anonymously, dude.
Hold on, Caution. How much did you donate to Rose's?
50 schmackos.
Is that
Yeah,
actually
is
true?
it? Yeah, it is.
That fucks with the joke.
I will.
And then we riffed about what if he
Yeah,
accidentally
I was-
put the decimal point in the wrong
I was
spot.
worried I was going to send 500.
Can we redo that
He meant
bit?
to write $50,000.
All right, let's redo it. I'm going to ask that question again, but just say $0 this time. All right.
So I have to?
I have
Yeah,
no
it's
faith that
important
this
for the
is going to
bit.
be good.
It's important for the bit.
This better be a
Oh,
huge
man,
payoff.
Hastings leading a bid. Is
Oh,
this here we go?
This is not going to end well.
Hey Ben, how much did you donate?
$0, and I'm proud of it.
Typical.
I don't think that paid.
I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think Jamie is, but
No, I mean it's typical of Ben.
Well, I
Caution. What were
start-
you guys thinking?
I started doing a bit. I've only done it twice. You know Wolfgang.
yeah.
Very German.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about open mic politics, or else Alfie gets upset. I told him how much we spoke about open mic comedy recently, and he like shook his head, and he was just like, "It's just like you don't even pay attention to the email."
Yeah, it's just like we don't pay attention to the email.
Yeah. Well, we pay attention to it and then disregard it because people want to hear about a crazy German man that sleeps on
Absolutely.
a mattress. In
He's
his
the
van.
German merman.
Yeah.
So he's Jewish, technically. I think his mum's Jewish.
Right.
And he
A
was...
German Jew.
And it is
Yeah.
passed down through the mother.
Yep.
So I just know that. I know. It's just a thing I know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And and anyway, so he was a bit drunk on Wednesday night, and he was
Context, we should really say that you're Jewish. We haven't.
Oh, yeah,
It's kind of important to the.
As though that didn't come across
Yeah, I just.
already.
I'm a Jew. Sue me. Good luck.
All my relatives are lawyers.
The first time Ben's voice came on the microphone, people were like, "Oh, they've got a Jewish guy on this week."
This other open mic I was talking to last night, he said he's seen me a few times. He's like, "Oh, I thought you were just a bogan." I was like, "No one's ever thought that about me."
You could not be further from a
Yes,
bogan.
I'm a bogan.
I'm gonna take a bloody schwitz later.
That's Jewish Uzi.
Yeah.
Hand me one of those stubbies.
Anyway, so the German merman was speaking to me, and he was a bit drunk, and he was just saying how all the Jews are great, and he said to me, us Jews have to stick together. I was like, that doesn't sound right coming out of your mouth.
And he's like, "Come with me.
Come with me. A couple schmendricks like us, yes? And then I did the bit in front of him last night. But I
Ben will do anything for a bit.
absolutely love a bloody bit. Anyway.
Absolutely. Hey guys, just want to acknowledge real quick. Today's the 14th anniversary of Where You Want to Be by Taking Back Sunday. No bit there. Just wanted to acknowledge it on the pod.
Okay.
But I'll quit. It's fine. Don't worry.
yeah. Well, I was kind of hoping that's where that was going.
While I like the album, that killed any momentum we had going into the podcast.
Oh, yeah,
There
yeah,
was
yeah.
no momentum.
No, it wasn't very funny to start with anyway.
Fine.
Well, we've got to... So how is everyone? I feel like we can't introduce the podcast on a lull.
I was a bit anxious this morning. I was having a bit of a day today. But
What a great way to bring the mood up.
But I'm feeling a little better. I got my boys. I got my beer. It's all
I
good.
love having a beer with the boys.
Oh, I love a bloody,
Recording the
I bloody
pod.
love a beer.
Cheers. Couple
can we get-
Carlton
can we-
drafts. Yum, yum, yum. Not watered down at all. Mine isn't.
Didn't put ice cubes in it because I thought it was too
Drinking
warm.
it. I didn't add lemonade to mine.
Oh, we should do
I'm just a
shandies on
regular-
the pod one
I'm just
time.
Maybe I,
Get a couple of Randy Shandies.
That's right. I'm a bogan, and I love it.
I wish you could see Kochan's face right now. It's contorted into pure disgust.
And then he just like gag coughed.
He's whispering into Andy's ear, "I think you can actually taste the carbs in this." It's like a pasta fajoule.
Oh man. All right. Well, do you want to talk about this movie?
Yeah,
or?
guys, welcome to We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All, a podcast about teen sex comedies. I'm Jamie Kirk, joined by my lovely co-host
Rose Piper.
and my other lovely co-host
Andrew Hastings.
Because you can't just say lovely. to
Randy
introduce-
Andy.
Ugh,
You
don't.
can't.
Oh, because it's sexist?
Yeah, you can't say lovely
The only
to
thing I
introduce
hate.
a woman.
The only thing I hate.
The only one of
more-
us you can describe as lovely, and this includes you, is Kochan.
Thank you.
It'd be pretty, like, you could get, like, so much grosser than lovely. It'd be so funny to just be up there being like, and next, the very curvy
Next up,
Rose Piper.
the fuckable Rose Piper. Rose Piper with those lips I just want to
Yeah.
penetrate
Your next
with.
co-host, and she's a woman.
Is this an episode of MASH? Because she has hot lips. It's Rose Piper.
Hot lips, Houlihan. Oh man. Hey, when you get your pussy built, when
We factor
It's
in.
already been done.
We can
We did it
rebuild
on,
it.
we did it on Friday.
Yeah, congratulations on the pussy building.
Thank you. We cut it off.
Did you get any
live on
accessories?
stage?
Well, my question-
yeah, they
Cup holder.
It came with a
Bluetooth support.
It's got floor mats.
I'm pretty sure a pussy with a cup holder is just two pussies.
Oh no, I fucked the cup holder bit.
Oh man, that's going on the Twitter quote page.
yeah. Oh, we can talk about that.
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah, someone on Twitter who we're pretty sure.
We think we know who it is.
Yeah, can we say the name if we know who it is? David Young, if it's you, name yourself.
Man,
Yeah.
fucking love that dude.
Yeah.
I'll get
Good-
the handle up because people should
Good friend
follow
of the
it.
pod.
It's so good.
The best friend of the pod at
it's
this point.
It's only got I think it's got 6 tweets in it now. But I was sitting at a lunch yesterday with my wife's family, and I was looking at it, just looking at the same 4 jokes, and they're like, "You love this," and I said, "This is the best day of my life."
It's
And then
honestly
they all
just-
looked at Amy and were like
Like a
"Really, the best day?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can't think of anything else."
All right, everyone follow so it's Will but no apostrophe. Will just tell Yo1 on Twitter.
That's a terrible account name. We'll just tell
well,
you
the podcast
one.
name is too long.
Yeah.
No one's gonna. Anyway.
But
Also follow us on. No, I don't.
Well,
I've
you
kind
can
of
do
got lazy
plugs
on our
at the
Twitter.
end.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to plug that off the top.
Yeah.
So
It's a great honor
So
that
you-
someone
hold on.
thinks that we're worthy of quoting online.
yeah.
So when you get your pussy lips done, though, are they going to do your face lips too, or like how does that work? Like
Same
what's
material.
the
Yeah, there's like a lip guy, and then there's like a
Can you
tit
get
guy.
He also has
DSLs
my
on your
neck clip.
puss?
Oh, that'd be such a good. I've got real DSLs down there.
the menorah and majora.
Guys, you should try fucking Rose. She's got a real dick sucking pussy. Alrighty.
Okay, I was gonna call my next show Lezo, but it's now gonna be called Dick Sucking Pussy,
Dick sucking pussy. Hell
even
yeah,
though it
dude.
goes completely against the Lezo thing.
Yeah. All right. So.
So we got up
What
to the
movie did
part.
we do?
Yeah, but we also didn't introduce the guest.
Yeah, we have a very
Bonjour, no?
we have a very special we have a very special guest that will fucking let us speak in between all this
I'm
goddamn
too busy
bits.
drinking beer. Give me another one.
The funniest thing is at the end of this show,
He's got 3 empties in front of him already.
at the end of this show, we'll go to Everly. He'll have had a beer and a half.
I'm lit.
Yeah, that's what he'll say. He'll be like, "I'm drunk," and he'll be like, "Oh, Ben."
I'm tent.
Ben's gonna say,
I'm getting faded.
we get closer to 3/4 of that beer, and Ben's saying slurs the whole way.
I'm calling my dad.
Sammy.
So we got a very special guest. We got a co-host of Cactus Juice Comedy,
Absolutely.
a real impresario on the scene.
What does that mean?
That you're good.
Oh, great.
A real miser.
A real dumb fuck.
Yeah.
He's got a big old schmeckle. It's Ben Kochan, everyone. Hey, Ben, how are you, dude?
Great. Thank
Welcome
you for
on
having me
board,
on.
Benny Bing
It's a real
Bong.
honor to have tepid banter on the pod.
I noticed I wasn't getting any mentions in the pod lately, so I decided to come on the pod.
Yeah, you
Rectified.
finally you came up a lot in early episodes.
Yeah.
Early apps.
So fucking live up to the hype.
Well, I'm going to scull this brew.
That's a purely visual joke. You know?
Yeah. I love the visual jokes.
So we're talking about the movie Never Been Kissed at the request of Ben Kochan.
I love that movie.
We felt it was very appropriate that you, of all people, selected
been
like
kissed.
probably the only PG movie that we'll watch for the podcast.
Yeah.
Just one that's about the whole goal at the end is for someone to
kissing.
have their first kiss.
Yes. That's what I like. No heavy petting.
Have you seen like a real sex comedy like American Pie? Was it too much for you?
American Pie was a bit much.
Yeah.
Too rude.
Too real. Too furious.
I'm also a Jew who's fucked a pie.
Exactly.
Real
Yes.
quick, can we just... We don't have to disclose names, but never been kissed. Okay, when was the last... Who was the last person everyone kissed, and when was it? Round the
Ooh,
horn.
still waiting. That's why I love this movie so much.
We can't say that.
It's aspirational.
yeah.
We can't say the names.
No
can we?
names, no names.
Okay.
But who? What's what happened? I want to hear about your last kisses.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Hit me, brother.
I kissed my wife when she dropped me off here to do the podcast.
Was there tongue?
he jerked me off as well, right outside Tudor Hotel.
Real dick sucking hand.
She does real DSHs.
I had a great night on Friday after the benefit show.
How? Your dick was cut off.
Someone
Went to
kissed
the
it better.
hospital.
A lot of gauze.
Yes.
I've got a boo-boo.
No, I don't want to say any more though because that feels real grubby.
Have you seen the movie
Coward.
500 Days?
We're going on a date this week.
Have you seen the movie 500 Days of Summer?
Yes.
You know when he first gets together with Summer and then the Hall & Oates song plays and he walks through like
You
the
Make
thing?
My Dreams.
Yeah.
The best song of all time.
That is essentially how you've been the last day.
Yeah,
Your
100%.
mood has been crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
saying.
It's so
Yeah.
funny to watch you be like, the podcast is fun to do. Can't wait to do it. Oh,
I think
man.
everything's going to be okay, guys.
Contrasted that with a day earlier when I was
The podcast
the
sucks.
lowest of low and really hated watching this movie because of
What?
the mood I was in.
Yeah.
It was totally affected by I couldn't focus.
Yeah, so I should say
Ben,
that...
when did you last kiss someone? This is what I'm trying to get to.
Oh,
So you just want to know when
Yeah, I don't care what you guys
Maybe a month ago.
Man, that's cool.
Thank you. That's pretty good for me.
he did. Yeah.
I kissed my girlfriend this morning.
Okay, well.
Ben is a
Bye.
chronic Tinderer and Bumbler while we're supposed to be watching Axe at Cactus.
Yeah,
Chicks.
but I just do it out of habit, you know. I don't really like it.
I have a,
You can tell as well.
Yeah.
Like every time it gets to the point
Also,
where
I've
they're
never
like-
been on a date.
Yeah. Every time they get to that point, they were like, so should we meet up? You're like, no, thanks though, block.
my favorite thing
I got to
about-
introduce Alan Rutledge.
I noticed this
He's
in
going to do
Melbourne.
Pucciarino.
I noticed this in Melbourne. I thought it was quite funny. I noticed that when Ben is sober, he uses Bumble, but when he's drunk, he uses Tinder.
I don't think that's true.
That's
Yeah.
true. I saw you change apps.
I don't. That doesn't sound right.
I-
Well, you
I
saw like
promise.
the
I thought I
ticker go
used
over in his head
J-Swipe.
from like sober to
I
drunk.
saw
and,
him
like,
in the middle
time
of the
to
day
get on the old
bubbling,
Tinders.
then 11 o'clock that night when you were quite drunk being like, nah, Tinder.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it, dude.
My favorite
Maybe
thing...
he just got to the point in Bumble where no more matches and he had to switch apps.
That's
he's
probably
There's
true.
no way he's that thirsty. There's
No, he really goes through it. But he's so different to watching you do it where it's just like constant right swipes. Ben like looks at them like a scientist, scrolls through all 4 photos. It's like,
You know, if you match with someone and you don't like it, you can just not talk to them.
no, but you don't.
I do that.
I do that all the time.
No, I don't talk to anyone I match with.
He shows his mum the photos. He's like, is this someone I could bring home to you? I'm
She's going to have to convert.
Ben's funny to drink with because he turns
Doesn't
on
do it much.
Yeah, and he turns on a dime. So you'll just be sitting there and you're just being a monster, obviously, on a Saturday, and you've had 8 beers by 4, and then Ben's like, here I am, I just had a chicken breast. And then 3 beers later, he's like, I'm
Boiled.
fucked up, give me a cigarette. I've got some opinions to share. And he just does the Dice Clay thing and starts doing nursery rhymes.
That's a good end to the story about like I don't know if it was the last
Instead
time
of
you.
saying it's a good into the story, how about you just do it?
No, well, but I feel like it's better if you tell it.
All right.
Or like the last time
Last
you were here.
time I was here.
It might not have been the last time, but one of the last
One
times.
of the
of
times
how
I
about you
was
talk
here.
about
You were throwing a little shindig.
which
I
party
did, I
was this?
threw a
Where was
party.
I?
It was a while ago.
Was this Mardi Gras?
No,
No,
it was just
it was a while ago.
It was years ago. It was just like a random
Back when
party.
Tortellini
I
was on
probably
the
was
scene.
there then. I probably was.
You were definitely.
I don't
Keeping it
remember.
clean.
I remember having parties.
No, you know what? That might have been the only party where I've ever seen you actually appear very drunk.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was fucked. I think I drank like a bottle of rum. Like,
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point. I don't think I've ever seen you appear noticeably fucked up.
That's my secret, Jamie.
I'm always fucked up.
You're just
Why
pouring-
so
You're just
serious?
pouring them down the toilet.
That's my secret. I don't drink at all.
No, yeah, I don't slur.
That being
So-
said, when you're on drugs,
I
you
slur
can
a
tell.
lot.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
tell
yeah.
when you're stoned.
Yeah.
I slur when
Oh,
I'm
I
sober.
MDMA,
so-
yeah.
Yeah. Racial slurs.
I do slur.
I've worked out how to not get a refused entry from bars recently.
Yeah.
Because I get refused a lot because my eyes.
Is this
Something
a
happens
famous
to my
Ben
eyes.
Kochan
Yeah,
bit?
Yeah.
Are you doing look at your eyes to us?
No. But I found that I have to say something to them first before they say something to me.
We'll just get in there. G'day, mate.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Gob, how's it bloody go? Because if they say something to me, I'm always like, sorry, what? Because I never hear anything anyone says. And they're like, you're drunk, get out of here. No, I just can't hear.
My way to do it is to still look like a man but be dressed in female clothing, and they just go, "Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. Go in."
Nice.
Yeah.
I might
makes
try
sense. Man, we should all do that.
Yeah.
We should-
So I have a skirt in my backpack.
So it's actually cultural appropriation.
Did you guys like the movie?
Yeah, well, we'll do the little bit of business here.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
never been kissed.
Oh, hang on. The story got hijacked.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
So anyway, I was here. I was living it up. I was having a few beers and
Returned?
turns. It was lit. It was all. It was yep. And then I had some
reefer?
marriage.
Oh,
and
no.
Sweet,
Ben.
sweet.
How could you?
Let me tell you, it was a big mistake.
Your parents would be so disappointed in
Yeah.
you.
And
Wait,
they are.
Ben, someone tricked you, right?
Oh no, they didn't. I voluntarily puffed that reef, and yeah, I did inhale. And and then I was speaking to Todd-Aline.
Todd-Aline.
You got to explain
Smoking some,
Todd-Aline.
Todd
smoking some of that
Aline-
Great Barrier Reefer.
Yeah.
Todd-Aline is like this slow talking weirdo who
Yeah.
Cool guy. I like
Whose
Todd.
voice is like as yeah,
Ben,
yeah,
like,
and he's a
I wanna-
trippy.
Do you want to
Yeah.
maybe try
He lives in a van now.
smoking this doob?
Anyway, so I was speaking to him on the balcony, and then all of a sudden I just fainted. and then and then Todd was like, "Dude, what? Are you alright? What's going on?"
Did you fall off your chair?
No, I was standing up when I sort of just collapsed into my own body.
Right.
You know, you do that.
Those 9 abs just folded in on themselves.
I was just going to say I'd love to collapse into
And then
Ben's
I
body.
sat, and then I sat down, and this has never happened to me before. But I just I started sweating profusely from every single part of my body. Like I was
Yeah.
drenched.
Like full green out. Like,
Oh, I was
yeah.
drenched.
Oh, man, welcome
But
to my
here's the thing:
life.
I was drenched in sweat. Like for 3 minutes, I was just sweating.
Yeah.
And I was feeling so bad.
Yeah.
And then after 3 minutes, I was like, I feel fine.
Because you came up to me and was
Yeah.
like, I just fainted on the balcony.
Yeah, like I genuinely I feel like I sweated everything out of my body in 3 minutes, and then I felt amazing.
I just fainted. Do any more of you kids have marijuana on you?
It probably wasn't that you were stoned. It was probably some sort of sudden blood pressure shift.
Absolutely.
Caused by the weed.
Yeah, you got a huge boner. That's what happened.
Yeah, totally.
All the-
gives me
Yeah,
a
this
rock-
guy's
Yeah.
got such a sexy, deep
Yeah,
baritone.
the blood went straight to your dick and you fell onto it.
Toddalene laces his joints with Viagra.
That sounds like something you would do.
Yeah, that's a cool move.
Oh, God.
Okay, so
man.
never.
All right, so this movie that we watched
Yeah, we got to 22 minutes. That's
Ooh, baby.
probably second place for.
to last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Never Been Kissed is a 1999 romantic comedy film directed by Roger Gosnell and stars Drew Barrymore, David Arquette, Michael Vartan, Lily Sobieski, Jeremy Jordan, Molly Shannon, Gary Marshall, John C. Reilly, and James Franco in his film
And
debut.
did you say Jessica Alba?
This is James Franco's film
No, it doesn't have it in the
debut.
He was
credits.
only in
there.
it for like 10 seconds, wasn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's just sort of like
He's there or there.
Like a background
Yeah,
lad.
there.
background
Yeah,
lad. Yeah,
yeah.
he's not a first string.
Yeah, he's a real
He doesn't get around it at any point in this
Yeah.
movie.
So the budget was 25 million. You guys care to guess the BO?
I reckon this was
50.
a big hit. I'm gonna say 115.
I'm going to say 90.
50.
Hastings is closest. It's 84.5
Oh, I
million.
looked it up. I still got it wrong.
Oh,
She's All That
never
was
been
a bigger
kissed
hit
my
than
dick.
this.
I think She's All That was like a pretty big thing in the teen sex comedy where this is just a romance. It doesn't really fit the genre, but Ben demanded we do it.
Yeah,
So-
but
I did
Well,
it.
She's All That is the same. It's
yeah,
not a
I
sex
think so,
comedy.
but
It's
like She's All That at least had like Freddie Prinze in it, who was
Yeah,
kind of
someone
part
was
of
at
that
least at
movement.
some stage trying to have sex.
Yeah,
She's
in
All
this
That.
movie they
No
hate
need.
it. Yeah, why do it? You could be kissed on a baseball field.
Exactly.
So did you guys like the movie?
Well, do you want to talk about your roller
My past
coaster?
history with this movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to get some beer.
I watched it a
give me
lot as
one.
a kid for some reason. It was always on Foxtel.
Oh yeah, I've seen it like a bunch of times.
I've seen it so many times.
I've only seen it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
And-
because this is one of those ones that my sister would have loved. So
Watching it again, I was like,
Your sister Rose?
Sorry?
Don't worry, I was doing
that callback.
I was doing Henning's
Did we
bit
talk
from
about
last
that
week.
on the podcast?
Yeah, we did.
Right, yeah. I confronted him about that, and it was very funny.
He's trying to fuck my girlfriend at the moment.
Good on
Sick. It's not funny at
Maybe
all.
edit
this
that
movie.
out.
It's not funny at all.
Literally,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
not one funny thing.
It's not
that
funny.
happens.
They seem to think that Drew Barrymore running into things and falling down is quite funny because it
there was
happens
some
about
funny
3
parts.
times.
I don't think
I
it was.
thought David Arquette was kind of funny in it.
Yeah, I guess.
I love David Arquette though.
I mean,
I think the funniest thing about the movie is that the teacher's name is Mr. Coulson.
Was that his name?
Yeah, they're like,
didn't notice
they're
that.
like, he's a cool teacher.
Damn,
What should
that's
we call
cool,
him?
son.
I don't know. We'll call it Mr. Coulson for now, and then we'll think of something
Yeah,
later.
that's a real. They forgot to
His
clean
first
up in the
name
second
is-
draft.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
No,
hilarious.
so we
his
should be
first name
phrase-
is very cool.
We should be phrasing this differently. Is like, did you think this movie was Rufus or not Rufus?
That's
yeah.
great.
Rufus seemed like a precursor to Fetch from Mean Girls.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
but everyone was into it.
This movie is pre 9/11.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
2
We've
years
done
Just
before
like Alan
9/11.
Rutledge's Raw set.
We've done a few pre 9/11 flicks.
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah, and you can tell.
Film really changed
We're very
that day.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
Man, 9/11 really did a number on that country, didn't it?
Yeah,
Can I have a
9/11.
quote
That
for
was
this
the number.
episode? Just me very earnestly, man, 9/11 really,
Things,
really changed things.
Things changed after 9/11.
Well, I mean, MCR was formed. because
So
of
I
that.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't love it, but
I liked it.
I love the ending.
yeah,
That's
same.
what we talked
There are,
about.
but there
is
are
like,
two good, like the part where she stands up for the bullies and also the very end. I think they were both magical moments.
I
Yeah.
thought it was like quite a sweet,
It was
nice
sweet.
movie. I think Drew Barrymore is like clearly a star. Like I think she's
She's gonna make it.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
you think she's gonna be
with
okay?
with a little guidance from Andy Hastings, that Drew Barrymore kid is
I
going to
think
go all
she's
the
gotta-
way.
yeah.
I watched it with a
What I
vet.
like about doing these movies is like, there's always someone like, where did you go?
Yeah.
Like Freddie Prinze Jr. last week, like Lily Sobieski.
Where did Mr.
in this
Coulson
one.
go?
Where did she go? She was in heaps of stuff.
Lily Sobieski was huge around the turn of the century, I remember.
But yeah, she was in like a few big things for like one hot minute and then just disappeared.
Michael Vartan was on Alias for 5 years. He almost got
Mr.
married
Coulson.
to
Is
Jennifer
that Mr.
Garner.
Coulson?
Yeah, yeah.
I watched.
Yeah, he was good. I thought he should have been more stuff.
I watched this movie with a vet, and she told me that if I ever have sex with Drew Barrymore, I'm allowed to not use a condom.
Sick.
What? Because she
Wow,
seems so
dude.
wholesome. Does she know about Drew Barrymore's
No.
torrid past with
No.
drugs?
Because she's like so hot. Like that's worth the risk of chlamydia. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's
if it's Barrymore chlamydia.
yeah. I'd keep that chlamydia. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even get the antibiotics. I'm like, man, I want to keep Drew Barrymore's chlamydia.
But is that Barrymore chlamydia or is it Tom Green chlamydia?
What's the difference?
It's like
I would
they're passed down
rather
the
Tom
line.
Green chlamydia, to be honest. Oh man. Her exact words were, "If you ever fuck Drew Barrymore, you're allowed to hit it raw." I have that here at my notes.
Filthy.
Yvette talks like you now.
Yeah, we
these
spent a lot
days.
of time together.
Yeah, too much maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. David Arquette fucking rules, man. I love that guy.
He was sick.
Former world heavyweight champion David Arquette.
Is that actually
I've got a
true?
That
few
is
facts
actually
about
true.
the movie.
He is a listed WCW World Heavyweight
I did
Champion.
some research.
Oh, you
Sasha
did
did notes.
research.
I got
Baby.
this from IMDb.
Yeah.
This is great. There's some great facts on IMDb.
Oh, hit
David
me.
Arquette plays Rob Geller. His ex-wife, Courtney Cox, played Monica Geller on her show Friends.
That's true.
That's true. And I'm Ross.
Did you just print off that one thing that said
no,
that?
I got two more.
Okay, yeah.
Andrew Wilson, brother of Luke and Owen Wilson, appears as the security guard.
I didn't know there was
I
a third
didn't-
Wilson
yeah, I did
brother.
not know that.
Yeah.
Man,
These are
that
some
was
good
tough.
facts.
Who's your favorite Wilson
This
brother?
last one, the best one?
Owen.
Hold on, slow down.
Close
Who's your
strong.
favorite Wilson brother?
But you gotta say it.
Like Owen for sure.
Um,
Luke sucks.
I think Luke's all right.
I
so,
like
right?
I like Luke, but Owen, yeah, I think.
Owen's got that star power.
Owen Wilson in Royal Tenenbaums is one of the funniest performances
Got
I've
that
ever
broken
seen.
ass. Yeah, Owen Wilson in Shanghai Noon for me.
Oh, yeah. I'm more of a Shanghai Nights guy, to be fair.
I'm more of a. Was it You, Me, and Dupree? Was that-
Yeah, I got my
Yeah,
friend.
more like you, me, and depressing.
My friend got real drunk one time.
That's what they called the video of him being found after he tried to kill himself.
We got. Speaking of Taking Back Sunday from the thing, I went to see Taking Back Sunday at Luna Park a while ago, and my friend Matt got real drunk before the show, like embarrassingly drunk, and he was just sitting.
Because you're a proper adult man at that point, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
yeah,
like
yeah.
a year
Oh, yeah,
ago?
no, we were in
No,
our...
this was the time before.
Yeah,
I
we're-
was at the one a year
We're
ago.
we're in our mid-20s, and he was so drunk sitting at this bar at Luna Park just swaying and saying offensive stuff, and he just saw some like hot girl walk past and goes, "Oh, how about a threesome? You, me, Dupree," and then leant back in his chair and looked like he'd just said the funniest thing in the world.
That fucking rules.
That's pretty good.
You, me, and Dupree, also known as Jamie, Amy, and Fletcher. Yeah.
No, Fletcher's my little boy.
I love Fletch. Nothing against Fletch. But yeah, you're right. David Arquette is a former world heavyweight champion in what is broadly considered one of the worst decisions ever in professional wrestling history.
All right, last fact.
I love him.
I'm ready for this.
During the film, Gus, in brackets, John C. Reilly says, "Who am I, the great and powerful Oz?" James Franco, who made his film debut in this film, would later go on to star as Oz in Oz, the Great and Powerful.
That's
Wow.
true. That is true.
I didn't make these up. I got this off IMDb.
You can't make this stuff up.
Intimate nudie barter face.
John C. Reilly fucking rules. I love John C. Reilly.
He
He's
was
so good. Name a bad movie with John C. Reilly in it. I fucking dare you.
All right, here we go.
I get your like,
Sorry, I was pouring beer. The answer is Chicago. That movie
Chicago
sucks.
fucking rules.
That
Go
movie
fuck
sucks
yourself.
so
he
much.
he like has the best part in that movie, and that whole movie's
I
incredible.
actually
I hate
have
that
to
goddamn
lean
movie.
towards Rose. Amy loved Chicago,
Man.
and I thought it was
I
pretty
like-
I have
dull.
never been shaken on this. I hate
I
it
have
so much.
never been kissed.
I love musicals, and Chicago
it.
is one of my favorite.
I love musicals too, but
I like
just-
musicals, but that sucks. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Man, who would have thought the people who do a teen sex comedy podcast would love musicals?
No.
Kochan, where do you sit on musicals?
That is surprising.
What's
It
the
is.
music?
That wasn't sarcastic. Like, that was.
The sound of music.
Are we just
Yeah.
naming music? Like
Yeah, names.
You would have
I
seen
haven't
Sound of
seen
Music.
You
that.
like
Greece.
Hamilton?
Chicago,
Seen that.
Saturday
Oh,
Night
God,
Fever.
Rocky
Yeah,
Horror,
Hamilton.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I didn't know that movie was so
The
sexual.
South Park Bigger,
Rocky
Longer,
Horror.
Uncut.
Yeah.
Rocky Horror was my
Musical.
favorite movie.
I thought Rocky. I'd never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. I thought it was
Rocky.
Rocky.
You
and-
thought it was
no,
Rocky.
I thought it was Rocky and Bullwinkle. And the first time the first internship I did, I was working for this gay gentleman, and and he had like an events company, but he also
Had
performed.
sex with men.
Yes. yes. Yeah. And I was an intern, and he said, "Come to this performance of the Rocky Horror Show. I'm performing in
And you
it."
thought you were going to this?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
what
yeah.
character was he
Bullwinkle.
playing?
One in tights, and
They're all in time.
Presumably Dr. Frank.
and I had to go and
No,
like
it's like that's the lead.
I had to go and write
Yeah,
about
maybe
it.
it was that.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, it was at the Imperial, and,
Oh,
and I was like 18 at the time.
I like the way you said it. It was at the Imperial.
I'd never
so
left
you
the
know
eastern
what's
suburbs,
there. Yeah.
and I I was very shocked to see that it was the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and he was wearing stockings, and
Yeah.
And
We're familiar with the music.
I quit the next day.
God.
Really?
Yeah.
That,
And I said it has nothing to do with what I saw tonight, but I have to leave this job.
that sounds so homophobic.
I know it really does.
That-
Probably
you-
because it
yeah.
was.
It probably was.
But that
Did,
but
is
you're
it-
out there. That guy thinks you are a massive homophobe.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just because I was young and I was
thought
scared.
it was
Didn't get it.
disgusting.
For
Yeah,
contrast,
maybe.
I saw
I don't
Rocky
know.
Horror.
And years later, you donate $50 to your transgender mate.
I've changed.
My first tattoo is a Rocky Horror Picture Show tattoo.
Really,
It's my
Mine
favorite
is-
movie. I love it. Hey guys, the trivia on the bottom. Oh, this is weirdly relevant.
I
Trivia
was
on the
thinking
bottom.
about this.
Hold on. "I'll Be There for You" was the theme song from which TV series?
Ross.
David Arquette
Friends,
Geller.
Friends.
Yeah, Friends.
Hang on.
From the show
Hang on.
Ross.
I call it Ross plus 5.
Yeah.
I just
Ross
wanna
and the
know-
other ones.
Yeah. Ross
Ross
and
is the best
boring
character.
ones.
You know what I like about
Hey guys,
Let's
we've been
all
through
do
this, but
trivia.
who's the hottest friend?
Ross.
The hottest friend is
Ross.
Jennifer Aniston.
I think it's
Courtney
Monica.
Cox.
I think it's Monica.
Yeah.
Oh
Sure.
no, yeah, I go in between.
That's why I think David Arquette, who could have any woman in the world if he so chose,
you know
picked.
what I like about this trivia? It's
Courtney
clearly
Cox.
made for fucking morons.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your one?
When is a ring square shaped?
Boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that is kinda
I
hard.
got one.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know the answer.
That's more like a riddle.
Yeah, that's a riddle. This one is just the Eureka Stockade was near what Victorian city?
Maybe these
Ballarat,
are hard.
I don't know that.
All right,
know
we're
that
just doing
either.
trivia.
Turns out we're good at trivia.
Yeah.
Fucking-
All right.
You know what I like about this movie?
Soundtrack?
Yeah. But
but anyway, my thing.
I find it funny whenever there's a cool guy in one of these teen movies. All you have to do to be cool is speak real softly, and stare at people in their eyes. That's all it takes to be cool. He
That's
just,
all it takes to be cool in real
I
life.
bet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I bet.
I hate eye contact.
I was gonna say you're the kind of person that probably when they were like 20, 21 learned that from the movie and was like, I'm gonna try it for a week. And he just like looked at people, stared at
No,
them.
I
What's
still
the worst
couldn't do
phase you've gone through? I think when I was in year 9,
Open mic
something-
comic.
No, like of that sort of thing. Like I think in year 9, something I'd seen got in my head that like winking was real cool, and it turns out it's just the creepiest thing ever.
I don't know. I like a good wink.
Probably wearing scarves. I went through a scarf phase. That was pretty bad. Like they were like the
Scarface starring Al Pacino.
No, probably like the
You
phase.
think scarves is the worst phase that you've
You
been
personally?
They were very,
Andrew Hastings?
They were very obnoxious scarves.
The guy who gets his hair chemically dyed and straightened once every 3 months to still look
It's
emo.
more frequent than that, surely.
The chemical straightening's every 3 months. The dyeing is more frequent. Look, I don't want to get into it. No, I'm sure.
Please do.
I've been through a lot of bad phases. I used to wear a lot of rings. I used to wear a lot
Emo?
of wristbands.
Yeah.
I used to.
You're still in the middle of
probably-
maybe the worst one.
Probably the worst phase I ever went through was
Comedian.
self-harming. I don't.
I missed that one.
It's a pretty
Why are you
brutal
trying
joke to repeat.
Yeah, why are you trying to make it?
I
like,
said the worst phase I
depressing?
ever went through was self-harming. Was the joke
Oh,
I
okay,
made.
nice.
Did
I
you-
actually I
I actually
also
cut myself
self-harmed.
today.
no, I initially this was a bigger piece of paper.
Yeah, I can see.
I
it.
found-
You cut
Torn
yourself
off.
with it.
I found a review from IMDb about how this guy really related to the movie and about how the bullies were horrible and he wanted to kill himself. But it had funny parts as well. That's anyway.
I also.
But what deemed it not worthy?
Well,
You
it was
ripped off?
when I read it the second
was too
time.
much
It was
depressing.
It was a bit because he was just talking about how he wants all the nerds in this movie to like die. He wants to break their legs and stuff. And I thought that was kind of funny.
It's pretty funny.
And he talked about all his bullies now. Like one of them's like a shitty bodybuilder. One of them like I don't know.
I also went through a phase of being into dudes. That was like.
That's disgusting.
That's performative.
Well, that could be a good topic of discussion for this. Like, we were almost certainly all bullied at least a bit in school.
Yes, continue.
Like, do you have any bullies that have just like absolutely fucked their life? That you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah, they're all Northern Beach's dads now. They're
that's
all
pretty bad.
Some
Rich.
of them, no, like some of them. I think one of them.
Successful rich people
Yeah.
with families.
You got to be a bully.
There's two of them have disappeared. One of them we're pretty sure is dead. The other one we think might be dead. But one of them's definitely like
That's
died
cool.
of meth. But like we don't. It's not confirmed.
The
Like
other
it's
one
just
just
like
went to the Bermuda Triangle and never came back.
And the other one, like, yeah, but Queensland. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's one guy who we're like, oh, like, like last anyone saw, he was like 16 and real into meth. So I was like, we think he might be dead. But the rest are all just Northern Beach's dads and shit. Yeah, bullies are fun. What about you guys?
Well, I had a guy. I wouldn't call him a personal bully of me, but like he's just a real fuckhead. And then recently, like I know he's become a dad and he's got a wife now, and it seems by all accounts his life is working out. But recently, I was walking home from work and I saw that he was in a huge car crash and it completely totaled his car. And like the
You just
police
walked
were there.
past the scene of the crime.
No, I pointed and laughed and went ha ha, and then kept walking.
That rules. What about okay?
He could have been pretty hurt.
How about this?
That's a good tag for the story.
Let's hope so.
He could have been quite badly injured.
What about this for the movie though?
He was missing a leg.
So this movie happened pre Zoe
9/11.
Deschanel.
9/11.
Yeah, the same thing.
Zoe Deschanel was my 9/11.
She was born on September
Yeah. So
2001.
was Drew Barrymore the original? The original.
The original.
The
Are you
original.
gonna
Is she the
say the
original
original-
adorkable?
Idiot.
Is she the original adorkable pinup girl sort of thing?
But
No.
Zoe Deschanel isn't in the adorkable thing. She's in the.
She's what are you talking about? She's the poster girl of adorkable.
Yeah.
No, she's in the Manic Pixie Dream Girl category.
They're
Yeah,
so
but
closely
when
linked.
New
but it's
Girl-
not the same.
No, when New Girl
New
first
Girl-
came out, Adorkable was
yeah,
coined.
in 500 Days of Summer and Gun State's Natalie Portman, but like 500 Days of Summer, she's Manic Pixie. In New Girl, she's 100% adorkable.
I reckon.
And I would like maybe more than anyone in the world
Tear
would
her to
love to
shreds.
just bust one, right? Like just
Oh my word. That is
Christ.
filthy. Not. Oh my god.
I would
Good
love
for
to
you.
I am actually shocked to my core.
unload all those bows and cardigans.
Oh, Andy, please. Some of us. Are trying.
I would put her ukulele up my ass. I would.
The original Adorkable girl, surely Claire Danes of My So-Called Life, right?
I haven't seen it.
What about like
Well, in that case, fuck me.
Sabrina, the teenage witch.
No,
not
she's a
doll.
witch, dude.
Yeah, she's
That's
weird.
cool as shit.
She's like a Tumblr goth girl.
Yeah. Yeah, she would.
Or Alex
That's
Ma-
the gritty Sabrina reboot. She
Alex
just sits
Mack.
on Tumblr. Oh, Alex Mack,
Or
maybe.
Clarissa Knows It All. Or
Oh
whatever.
man, I used to beat off to Clarissa Knows It All, and like it's hard to beat off to a show like that, a Nickelodeon show. But when there's
I got there, man.
when,
Man, the binds.
when there's a will, there's a way.
Man, you can make any
Do you ever
dream a
beat off,
reality.
Caution?
Nah.
Not
Next
once.
question.
Never been kissed, never beat off.
You know, like the secret, like the idea of like picturing something and like making like fantasy reality through
Yeah.
like positive affirmation. That's how I treat beating off. Like that's it, like whoever. If I'm like, no, I could do it if I just make it. You know what I mean?
Like
Just
when you
sheer
shoot a
force of will.
like when you shoot a load, it's a 3D printer that makes the woman, and she's made out of cum.
Yeah.
This is for the weird science episode.
Fuck.
manifest destiny, dudes.
Did you guys think it was weird that the
there's,
way Michael Vartan's character was written in this movie?
Who's he?
It came across very like.
He came across as a pedo.
Is it?
Yeah,
This is
Well,
the
he was
teacher,
like, he
right?
was
That's-
so ready to
It's-
like love her.
He was so ready
immediately.
to fuck that student.
He wanted
That's
to,
the whole premise of the movies. He's in love with a 17-year-old.
Yeah, but then as well, his girlfriend was like, "Hey, we got to get out of Chicago. We'll move to New York." And he said, "Can you believe my bitch of a girlfriend wants to move to the biggest city in the world
She
instead
wants
of
to make a big life choice with me.
Yeah,
Well, I would
we've been dating for 5 years. How dare she move for a job?
I'd find
That
it-
cunt.
Yeah, it'd be amazing if at the end he didn't come back and he was only into her because she was 17.
Well, that's
Oh,
Yeah,
you're an
yeah,
adult.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
they find him.
Oh,
like,
yeah, 25.
They find him
Hey.
years later in Bali with like a 15-year-old.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Coulson, baby.
more juice, Mr. Coulson.
Hey, did you guys notice this? There's a bit where there's a scene where people are talking on a field and the school band is around. They're playing the Simpsons theme song.
Yeah.
That was
the
also in the
weirdest
trivia.
shit ever.
But I didn't put it
Is
down.
that like some Fox Rights thing? Like there must be some reason
Maybe.
for that.
Maybe it's them trying to be funny. Hey, Simpsons is cool. Play that.
I mean, also
Probably.
like it was when's this movie? Like 99?
99.
Yeah, like The Simpsons wasn't even like what it is now. Like it was at its peak almost. Like it wasn't the cultural touchstone.
That was
that it is
probably
now.
just
It's
when
a
it was
cool,
starting to get worse.
Yeah, it was just like a cool thing that people liked. Like it wasn't like this like biggest.
Oh
TV show
no,
of
it
all
was
time thing.
mania then though.
No,
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
but, like it was mid-mania. It wasn't like now it's like, oh, The Simpsons, that thing we all grew up with. It was just like, oh, Simpsons, that thing that's happening now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
good point.
Yeah, all right. That's
I
what I'm
do
all about.
find
Good
that
points.
with if we circle
No
back
jokes.
to Mr. Coulson, when he finds out that Josie is not 17, he almost sounds like he's disappointed. Like she's like, "I'm sorry," and he's like, "What, do you think I'd be happy when I found out you were 25?"
So I don't have to feel like guilty
Yeah.
about this anymore.
It's framed in the context of she was lying to him, but the way it's written and delivered is like, man, I wanted to bust in a 17-year-old, not some gross old bitch.
Yeah. The soundtrack for this was pretty good, I thought. There was some good stuff, man.
Jimmy World, 2 cuts.
The Smiths?
One of them a deep
Again.
cut. Yeah.
The Smiths one, I was like, as I said before, I was not in a good state, and that Smiths thing came on. I was just
Yeah.
like,
That's-
I'm gonna go into
That's
my
like
shell.
maybe my favorite Smith song. Like I'm a big this may shock you all. I'm a big Smiths fan. Yeah, that's like maybe my favorite.
Band
And
night
also,
don't
you're on
think
record
knows
as
what
saying
to
you
I don't know
reckon
music.
Morrissey is a really good bloke.
I never said that. I absolutely never said that.
I think the older
I think
he
I
gets,
just put you on record as
I
saying.
think,
Also,
I think the older he gets, the more good his politics are.
Yeah.
I actually prefer both his later music and later opinions.
Yeah, me too.
I saw Morrissey live a couple years ago. He was very good, but
Meat
God,
is
he's a piece of shit.
Didn't you say like the whole like back of it is just like revolting like
Yeah.
videos of animals?
So
slaughter
when he
and
did
stuff?
Meet His Murder, it was so fucked. So like yeah, like because I'm a vegetarian and like different people do it for different motivations.
Cochan's put the mic down because he almost certainly does not
He's
know
ta-
who
he's
Morrissey
hitting a
is.
muesli bar.
He's taking. He told me he'd have a mid.
So like I
podcast
understand people
muesli
become vegetarians for different reasons or whatever, but like I stopped because I thought it was gross what they do to animals. Like that's my reasoning behind it. Yeah, I'm very woke. Someone please touch it.
Oh my goodness.
But no,
bro.
I think it's bad what they do to animals and stuff. So like whenever I'm scrolling through Facebook or whatever and someone shares a video of pigs getting slaughtered or whatever, I'm like, oh, I don't have to watch this because I've already stopped eating it. So I'm out. I'm allowed
I've
to.
already jerked off to
I'm,
it.
I'm allowed to ignore it. I've already done the right thing. I'm allowed to ignore this, right?
You realize
the right-
he didn't like transporn, but you love the...
Transport's too much. I need to watch a pig get gutted.
Well, that's it. I think it's really great because like I have empathy for animals. That's why I do it in the first place. So then I'm at a fucking Morrissey show where almost everyone there would be a vegetarian. It's like it's the main thing he's known for, like mostly vegans and shit.
I think the Smiths.
He starts
Probably known for the Smiths.
Yeah, probably that. I would say.
That's fuck off. So before he does Meat is Murder, he literally intros it with I know you know, and I know that you know that I know, but eating murder is shit and
Eating
evil.
murder?
Whatever.
I
Meat
wish
is
I
murder.
could
You sounds like he was doing the start of fucking Eddie Murphy.
Gosh, it's finally
You
trying to bully
misspoke,
Andy.
you idiot.
You dumb
You know what
fuck.
I'm
You
saying?
said the wrong thing.
Sound like he was doing the start of fucking Eddie
Eating
Murphy's
murder,
hilarious.
what's
You know
that?
that I know that you know that I know
can't
that
eat
you want to
murder.
fuck.
That's literally how he phrased it. He said, "You know that
Tell
I
me.
know that
Moron.
you know." He did a whole
Telling me
fucking thing.
short too.
Fucking short idiot. It's so funny once oh, I nearly fell backwards. I'm drunk. Once my friends and I were driving back from one of their holiday houses. Oh god. And we had to do this turn. We went over double lines, which is illegal. And then this woman, it was actually near where you live or used to live.
In the Shire.
Yeah, she wound down her window and she was just yelling at us. She was like, "You idiots! It's double lines, you morons!" But then we were just like right next to her and like we're just laughing at her. And then like she wasn't going anywhere, so she just had to keep going, "Moron!"
Just keep abusing you until the light went.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm at this Morrissey show. And so he does this whole spiel about whatever. Then while he plays Meat is Murder, he just plays like these really full-on great, which like at other shows people have reportedly like passed out from how violent they are and the blood and all this shit. And I'm there watching, I'm like, oh man, I paid $60 for this ticket. I'm here to have a good time and I already don't eat meat. Like, can you leave me the fuck alone? Like, it was very offensive to my senses. The songs were great though. He closed on What She Said, my favorite Smith song, other than maybe the one I already said was
my
maybe
favourite
Smith
comedy
song.
room.
I was about to say What She Said is my favorite comedy room.
My favorite, yeah.
Fuck.
You and I instead of you two for
I'm
a
so
change.
slow to the riff, guys.
Yeah.
The train's left the station.
Anyway,
That's no way for a captain to behave.
Yeah.
Hey, what about when she eats the
Pussy.
weed cake?
Oh, yeah.
That's not how you act when you're on weed.
No.
She was
No, you
dancing.
just pass out
yeah,
on
you
my deck.
faint.
Yeah.
you do a very average job on a podcast.
Yeah. She was very energetic
Yeah.
when that happened.
Yeah.
When anytime I've been on
Or maybe
weed,
she had the bloody the sativa.
Maybe.
Or
Oh,
is
yeah.
that, or is that salvia?
I don't
which
know,
is,
man.
Which is the weed one? And which
Okay,
is the
salvia.
fuck one?
Salvia is a different
Mescaline.
drug entirely.
Salvia's the different
Sativa's
one, yeah.
weed.
Yeah.
But,
What was
also,
surprising
Weed, edible weed takes like 45 minutes to an hour to work. Like it takes so
Thank
long
you.
to work.
Also, what was surprising to me is that a group of cool high school kids went to a reggae show as like
Yeah.
a cool thing.
And like the cool teacher's there, and he's like, "Yeah, I love this place because I'm cool. My bitch girlfriend,
and
hates
his
it.
bitch
My
girlfriend
bitch-ass
is like,
girlfriend
she's like,
hates
"Can you
it."
believe we're at this fucking reggae show?" And you're like, "Yeah, any normal person would be like, this sucks."
Man, I would. Yeah, fucking. She sounds cool.
Yeah.
she sounds like a pretty reasonable.
She's
person.
real
You don't love a
cool.
bit of reggae?
I do not. I especially don't like you doing it.
Get done with your
I like-
butt
I like it when Adrian Brody does it on Saturday Night
Ah,
Live.
yes.
That's my favorite.
Greatest sketch ever written.
Yeah.
Oh man.
by Adrian.
There's a whole mathlete subplot.
Yeah, that kind of falls by the
I
wayside.
remember that being much more involved, but I think maybe I was thinking of Mean Girls.
Mean Girls, that's a bigger part of the story. Did you guys ever get involved in any of that shit? Mathletes, chess, debating, whatever?
Is
When
this
I
just
was-
you leading up to the fact that you were a chess
Can you
grandmaster or
stop
something?
pulling the curtain back, Jamie? I'm clearly going somewhere with. Not really. I just was. That's,
You wanted to
I
brag
was-
about
I was
being
also wanting to see if that. I was seeing that. I think maybe there was some fruit on this tree. You know?
I was not that nerdy.
I went to, but you were nerdier in other ways.
Yeah, but
I was
just
on the
didn't-
chess team in like year 5 and 6.
yeah, you were just in Buffy Club, weren't you? You were just.
Yeah, it was me and Buffy.
I was captain of the chess team.
I was a
also
debater.
in the debate team.
I was in
the
the
mass debate team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I jerked off a lot as a teen.
Hell yeah, my dude. I
Can't anymore though. Don't have a penis anymore.
I was in the
Just a lot of
debate
blood.
team, and I was the
That's
captain.
Ben. That's Ben's reason too.
You guys want to play chess? I'll beat you all.
I play chess.
I reckon I could take you down.
I do Kasparov's.
I'm actually not very good
Move.
anymore. But
Yeah.
I used to be good. Like I don't. Yeah, wasn't even good. I was
Do you guys
just,
want to play
above average.
solitaire? I'm pretty sick of that.
I thought you
You
guys
guys-
said tennis. Like you guys smoke you.
We've
all.
emptied this bottle. Let's play spin the bottle.
no, because
Well,
last
last
time I
time-
played spin the bottle,
You had to
I
make
ended
out
up
with
making
Andy.
out with Andy, and that was not good.
How do you think Andy would kiss? He looked at him.
Like a lizard.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Which
it.
is not
His
good.
tongue splits in half.
Yeah, and it goes like.
Oh my
whoop,
goodness
and it, like, whips out.
gracious.
You ever kissed one of those? You know those like split tongue body mods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever kissed any girls who have that?
No.
No, that's the movie about my life. Is never being kissed by a body mod girl.
It's
Have you?
I've been
Yeah,
kissed
it's like-
by
it's
one of those
about the
women
same.
with the big holes in their lip. Like
You mean a lip
Oh, like
piercing?
the
Oh, no.
African-
Oh, like a
lip
gauge.
disc.
Like a gauge.
No, I mean like the African disc.
Yeah, that's still a type of gauging. Yeah, yeah.
You've kissed
It
someone
works
like
the
that?
same
No.
way.
No.
Yeah, I've kissed a girl with a split tongue thing. It's normal. It's just normal.
Do they move independently of each other?
Sort of. Not
That's
really.
kind of boring then, and beside the point.
Yeah.
What's you shouldn't use tongue anyway. It's rude.
I see.
It's inspecting too much.
I have a similar
You
policy.
don't even like get any like
Absolutely
over lip
not.
action. It's
Just-
just
I go-
pecs. Yeah, yeah.
I
And
think
then you
it's
go
the
back,
same
and then you go
yeah.
back again, and then you do cheek kiss,
Yep.
and then you go home.
Yeah.
Ben once went on a
How
date.
firmly do you hug?
Not firm.
When I kiss, I don't use
Like
lips.
you got to make the crotch like real far
Ass?
out.
I use pussy lips.
I ask for consent before I hug.
Yeah.
Ben went on a date once where he got trapped into a question about what his intentions were. The girl said, "Do you want to come upstairs and have sex?"
Hang on, are you doing a bit of his?
Jamie's doing my bit.
You're doing his bit on the podcast.
It's tepid banter. It's not a bit. Oh wait,
I've
you
seen you do
steal
that
all.
bit.
Yeah, he steals all my best lines.
Yep.
Man, tepid banter. Something I have done mediocrely at several times.
It's real hard.
It's you
Me
gotta
and
be
Squires
really
had a good one. You guys weren't there, so just trust that it was good.
We're
okay?
about
I've never done it and never been asked.
and never been kissed.
Yeah.
So you
Except by
guys-
me.
I've never been asked.
Should we? I reckon we should throw for the live episode. I've got a new idea. We'll just tell your mother we ate it all prom with awards. So
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
prom
Oh, that's
king
pretty
is
good.
obviously me.
Yeah.
Prom
Prom queen by default
What about
is Rose.
Rose?
The
We
two
could-
sweetest words of the English language.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Most like
I'm the guy who spikes the punch.
Yeah, that does seem like what you.
Yeah, you're the guy that gets carted away in a police vehicle and everyone's really happy about it.
I'm the... No, I got nothing. I don't know. How was your formal at school, Ben?
It was bad. I hated it.
Who'd you take?
I went with this religious girl.
Your mum.
No, that's who I went with.
And I didn't get to sit with all my friends, so I was very upset. So we didn't.
Why
sit
didn't you get to sit with your friends?
I don't know. We just got separated to different tables, and I was very upset.
Did you go to an all boys school?
No,
Oh.
boys and girls.
Was it the Jewish one?
Yeah, and then they played CeeLo Green's. Well, they played the Forget You
Forget
version,
You.
but
Yeah.
you better believe we said fuck.
Oh,
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, we said
That is
fuck.
pretty cool.
What year did you finish school?
And then they
That
played
was not that long
Let's
ago.
Get It
2010.
Started and you all said retarded.
Oh no, we were pretty woke.
Oh, man.
Then Backstreet Freestyle came on. You'd also the N word.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When
Oh, let me
when
tell ya.
N words in Paris comes on, instead of the N word, I say retarded. Good bit.
that's funny.
I don't know, man. Do you guys want to do karaoke again soon?
Yeah, I love.
I would
karaoke.
love-
Where did that come from?
Say the N word. Talk about saying the N word.
Where can what room can I say the N word with
that out of
impunity
nowhere.
with my boys?
I will specifically select Kendrick Lamar songs
Everyone, there's always someone that.
just to upset him.
Yeah,
Did we do that
I,
in
know, I would
Melbourne?
never say the N word, even
We-
karaoke. I would never do that.
you have done.
I would never do that, Jamie.
I've seen you.
I feel
would
like we were
never.
getting very into it in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Not me. I was bleeping
You were
myself.
leading the group.
I'm almost certain on the walk there, you're like, thank God we get to say the N word.
I've got a couple
That
pent
doesn't
up.
Sound like me.
Martin had a dream.
Yeah, except instead of Martin, I said the N word. That was a bit we were doing. When
Yeah,
we were doing
we're just doing the
but
N word.
changing other words to the N word.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Putting in additional ones.
Hey, and straight out of Compton.
Hey,
Hey, baby.
man, what would you say?
I wrote in this. I forgot my notes, so I'm unmoored. I'm
Oh,
unmuzzled. But I will tell you
The
that
leadership was falling apart.
I did not write many notes about this movie because what I ended up doing was just in bigger and bigger handwriting, writing Ben Kochan was Josie Grossi over and over again.
I
wrote the
wasn't a
same
nerd though.
Were you not a nerd?
Yeah.
You seem
I reckon
like
I was-
you would have been.
I was Rosie Grossi, I reckon.
I know why Ben Kochan wasn't a nerd.
Too
It's
cool.
because he plays sport and went to a nerd school.
I didn't go to a nerd
He
school.
went to a Jew school.
Look,
They were
that's
all-
not a nerd school.
Yeah, we weren't nerds. We
Man,
were Jewish.
I'm saying that when we
Same thing.
when my school played your school in rugby, we won 104-0. So
Yeah,
I think
we're
maybe
like,
it was a nerd
we're
school.
all I was like the biggest guy in my school.
Well,
Yeah, that's
So
what I mean.
when you do careers week at Jew school,
Yeah,
they take
there's
you
no
and they say,
point.
what do you want to be besides a comedy writer?
Yeah,
Or
no.
a lawyer.
Doctor,
What do you want?
lawyer, accountant, comedy writer.
Yeah, there's no point in doing careers day for Jews.
Yeah, we all know where we're going.
Yeah.
That's funny.
To the bank
Yeah.
to cash in those coins.
Or to perform at Wayward's comedy.
Exactly.
Wayward's
Headline of this week.
This episode comes out after you've done that.
Are
Headlining.
you
One day
headlining or
after.
emceeing?
Headlining.
No,
Wait,
Ben's
is Kochan
head-
headlining?
Yeah.
I
Headlining.
don't remember
Why
signing off on it.
Why didn't you pronounce
headlining.
it like that?
Headlining.
I'm headlining.
I don't remember signing off on Kochan.
Good.
headlining.
Too late.
It was actually my suggestion.
Yeah.
So I'm
I-
pretty
Anyway,
woke.
what-
Hey,
if
I'd
this
like to
comes
think
out
that
after-
I suggested it because we're comedy.
If this comes
kindred
out
spirits.
after, I crushed it.
Yeah, we'll see.
You had a couple of beers. You got a little loosey goosey.
Yeah.
What about David Arquette? He's going out with a 16-year-old, and she wants it bad.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was
that's pretty
great.
fucked.
But
Yeah.
he was
Strong
more.
pedophilia in this film.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but way more woke than the teacher because she kept being like, "Oh, it's prom. What?
Yeah, she
Are
was
you
basically
shoving
saying
bottle
it's on-
caps in your mouth?" Okay, that's very, very
But she was
distracting.
basically saying like
Fidgety.
it's on a platter for you.
And
he
she's a
kept being
gymnast.
Like, oh,
She
I'm
said
trying
at
to-"
one point, "Do you want to go have sex?" And he was like, "You could tell that he did."
Can't do it the night before a big game, sweetheart.
Yeah,
Man, at least like he didn't do it. You know what I mean?
I reckon.
But we had this
but they
discussion
didn't-
in the Animal House episode
Yeah.
where like the devil and
Okay,
Yeah.
here's a serious.
The devil and God are raging inside of me.
Yeah.
I knew you were-
Here's a serious
Well,
question.
that's also got to do with people fucking.
We don't want
underage.
serious discussions.
Oh my God, is that what he meant when
Here's
he
a
named
serious-
the album that?
I feel like Jamie's going to... Here's a serious question. Who here is a pedophile? Honestly. Hands up. Seriously.
Who here has not wanted to fuck 16-year-olds?
Yeah. I reckon when Jesse Lacey named that brand new album The Devil and God Are Raging Inside of Me, it's because he was like had that Animal House thing of debating whether or not he was going to fuck an underage
Yeah,
girl.
and Daisy
It
was the name of the girl.
and then he did.
Yeah, and then science fiction was a world where he had not done that and got critical acclaim.
And then
for it.
Andrew Hastings had to pretend that he doesn't still love that band.
No one
when
has
I
to
had my
pretend.
Mardi Gras
They're
party
still
here,
good.
You were just like lying on the floor on caps, like silently playing that album through the speaker.
Was I actually doing that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
So,
Oh man, Caps rule.
do you think if Josie had not come clean about being a journalist, Michael Vartan would have fucked her thinking that she was 17?
Yes.
He seems like a good guy.
He
No.
seemed like a real piece
He
of
would have
shit.
fucked
He would
her,
have
man.
definitely done it.
He would have felt bad about it, though.
And
And that's all you can... That's all you can
That
ask.
is all that needs to happen.
Legally.
As you
That's
feel
the best
bad.
defense in court. Felt bad about it though.
Yeah.
All right. You can,
Look, you know, I'm
If
not
it's-
sorry I did it, but I'm sorry that you know,
It is weird. Like,
feel this
how
way.
old would he have been in that? 30-something.
No, I think it was.
like late 20s.
yeah,
maybe.
I think he was
17 is so young.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Horrific.
It's-
I'm in my mid to late 20s, and I wouldn't fuck an 18-year-old.
Yeah, I don't care how much Shakespeare she knows. 17 is very young.
He was so impressed with that for some reason
Yeah.
as well. Just like one person being able to quote a sonnet.
yeah.
If-
A
I don't want
teacher
to fuck
who's
this
never
girl.
met a smart kid before.
Yeah, and also
We
the-
should have seen scenes of him just jerking off.
Yeah.
At home, just
He
yeah,
just
because that happened.
shutting his laptop
Yeah.
when his wife when his
Yeah.
girlfriend walks in. He's like, "It's not child porn."
It's not Shakespeare.
I'm just looking at her grades.
And that's all he needed. Just like an A+. Oh, God, she
Yeah.
knows literature.
She knows
Yeah,
all
I
about
give those
Shakespeare.
titties an A+.
That's another thing we spoke about this in the Easy A episode, but the Shakespeare that they're studying in the film being a reflection of what's happening in the plot is a big trope of the genre. As You Like It, I think was the play they were talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm more worried about As She Likes It. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're into enthusiastic consent,
I
my
am,
dog.
because I'm an ally. I love getting my hog sucked enthusiastically.
That's what enthusiastic consent is to you.
Yeah, someone vocally being like, "This is great."
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Like, you're saying this like this is a bit. Like I don't know. Yeah, like rules. Man.
getting it slobbed rules.
Man, I was like, let's do a pod about getting it slobbed.
We'll just tell your mother we
That's what
slobbed it
this
all.
is.
Yeah.
Like, as far as you're concerned, that's
this
what this
is
is.
what this
Man.
podcast is. You like getting it slobbed, Ben?
Nah, it's too much.
Too intense.
You do strike me as someone who's like, oh no, that's too sensitive.
Whoa,
no.
Nelly!
Yes.
Hooly dooly.
I am
what is it?
overstimulated. I need a nap.
Oh, Scott Dooley.
Someone just leaning down and Ben be like, okay.
That's a little much.
Hold your horses. Yeah.
I just went soft in your
I
mouth.
honestly do think David Arquette was the highlight of the movie, though. I think he was like,
Oh,
I think he was the funniest person in it.
I like the autistic number man. He was real weird.
yeah,
Was he
yeah.
supposed to be like
Yeah.
heavily
very-
Asperger's?
oh, he was
The,
real
the
autistic.
denominator.
He was real autistic.
I find it hard not to love Molly Shannon. She seems like a wonderful ray of sunshine always.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, that's interesting.
I like
'cause
the main boss at the newspaper.
Yeah,
John C.
John C.
Right.
Ryan.
No, his boss.
Oh, the old
keeps
guy.
flying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Gary Marshall.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
great.
Gary.
Yeah.
I'm doing Paul F. Tompkins on the podcast
Yeah,
now.
we can't do more quoting of Comedy Bang Bang. Although it has been a little bit since we did that.
Would you?
I think.
It's been like
been
like
at
a
least
while.
some time.
Has it been like a
week.
while?
I
Nah,
don't
we need
know.
to stop doing this bit. Man,
Let's bring back
instead of-
Cum Venom.
What about a podcast that it's like Comedy Bang Bang, but instead of Comedy Bang Bang, it's called Comedy Fuck Fuck?
I like that.
It's pretty good, right?
Like that's what this podcast is.
Yeah, what's the premise
Comedy
of the
fuck
podcast?
fuck.
Comedy fuck fuck.
Yeah.
We need more
Comedy-
characters.
Comedy
That's
Ping
what I
Pong.
used to call my dad, Bobby Fuck Fuck, because every second word out of his mouth was fuck.
Marty Morgan.
Yeah. Well, no, he replaced my dad. I picked the thing that like was the best, that looked most like him.
Yeah.
The other day, this is not relevant. This is just something I was just thinking about then.
Okay.
I went on this date last week with this girl, and it was real good. Like it was a good date. And she told me halfway through the date that she wanted to be like a politician, like she wanted to run for parliament, and like in the next 10
Did you
15
say,
years.
well, then you have to leave now because any connection to me is just going to
Kind
stop
of.
that?
Well, kind of.
No,
because,
I reckon he said, "Oh, sweetie."
yeah, because the idea of
it's
like
not for you.
the idea of me having had sex with
We're all doing it. We're all holding the mic down.
the idea of me having had sex with a member of parliament is, oh boy, does it
Did he
excite
say, look
me.
at this member of parliament?
Yeah, touch this parliamentary member.
Can you imagine if someone became prime minister and I got to be like, yeah, I fucked her? Like that would be so fucking
Honestly,
cool.
there is probably a world where that is going to
Yeah,
happen
well, I
at
fuck a
some
lot of
point.
woke people, and they tend to be the people who end up in politics.
Yeah, but they're going to get done for
No,
sex
they
scandals
don't. The
lately.
woke people that you fuck are the people that end up working in S&M dungeons.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, why not? Like, but, yeah.
You are not fucking the politics woke people.
Me and Kochan were in a cab the other day, and I was telling him about the time I went to an S&M dungeon.
Oh, that's
Kochan
right.
was very shocked by
Yeah. Apparently, you could just go to these places.
Yeah. You just pay a cover charge and walk in.
I've been to a dominatrix.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy my time in there. It was like some parts were fun, but like, nah.
Yeah.
It was a
I
lot.
prefer spaghetti and meatballs. That's my S&M.
That's your idea.
Apparently, Tom Walker told me about this.
Spaghetti and meatballs?
No, apparently,
It's a thing. You can put Parmesan cheese on it.
yeah, I thought you
I'm a
just.
vegetarian.
I thought it was just the bolognese sauce, but you can apparently have a protein.
Can have a
in there.
spicy
Yeah.
meatball.
No, he said that he went to the Jackass stage show that like toured here.
Oh,
Which-
yeah.
Very hilarious. It was $69 a ticket.
Fuck. Yes.
Which I almost
Yes,
guarantee was like
queen.
an on purpose.
Oh,
ticket
definitely.
price. But he said it was like the worst thing he'd ever seen, and like.
I love those
But like
guys,
the
though.
the first example he gave me just made me think it was great. He said it was like Preston Lacey, the big fat guy, came out and was like they were basically doing stand up. Apparently, he was like,
Yeah.
I like spaghetti and meatball. No, he said I like S&M spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
I reckon I'd prefer if he fucked it up. I like spaghetti and S&M. Spaghetti and meatballs.
Fuck. But not realizing why that fucked up the
Yeah,
punchline.
yeah.
I like spaghetti meatball. I mean S&M. Spaghetti and meatballs. I don't understand why it doesn't.
Ben,
Apparently, like it wasn't much better than that.
I can't believe we haven't asked this yet, but when was your first kiss?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's tell first
Giving
kiss
us to
stories.
everyone.
Yeah.
I think it was
this is. I genuinely don't remember.
Just that much of a dog.
No,
Yeah,
I-
just getting it wet on the
Getting
rig.
those lips
just,
wet.
Just
Getting
using those
like
DSPs.
like I know it was probably like the first like proper one like first.
Yeah, let's do
I
proper.
don't count spin
Wait,
the bottle.
so it's only proper if you're on a baseball mound and there's a whole stadium watching.
Yeah, you've
And
never
there's a
done that?
there's a countdown timer, and they come just after it.
No, because
the
obviously,
end, and
like,
that's why it was beautiful.
obviously I did the like.
And then they all started applauding, and then he was up there. And
Okay,
like,
follow up.
her acting was great. She was like, "What?" And then I was crying.
Okay,
so much.
quick.
I actually went.
Yeah,
to,
I was gonna say
I
quick
went-
question. You obviously cry.
I cry
when it-
every single time. I went to Vibe. I went to Vibe after, and I was late. And they were like, "Ben Kochan's here," and I was like, "Sorry guys, I'm late." I was crying watching Never Been Kissed.
Did it crash?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the three people.
Oh dear. Because obviously, like I did the like you're 6 years old and you like do that.
Yeah.
Let's
Those don't
talk
count.
about proper Andrew Hastings xenomorph right
Yeah.
in there.
It has
Yeah.
to be a
See
sexual
what a-
attraction.
Yeah,
we
it
are
was-
kissing
See what
for
the bat-
pleasure.
It was at Rebecca Danamuno's house and it was with Andrew Hastings.
hitting the back walls of her throat. Is what I'm talking about.
Oh, mercy, mother
Yeah, when was
mayor.
your
You gotta
first-
hit-
So
back
Ben, when was
walls.
your first kiss?
I think I was 18.
That's too old.
No, I was
How
also
dare you?
What the fuck?
For real?
You
Like,
didn't, you didn't make out with anyone in high
For
school.
real, Williams?
like hitting a proper back wall. Yeah.
Oh my, like swimming.
So,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. That's wild.
Yeah.
What
Well,
were you?
I'm a sexual being.
12. Normal age.
Yeah, it was my dad.
I reckon I was 15.
I was 12, turning 13. It was at a school dance. I said, "Do you want a pash?" She said, "Yes."
Man, that
Man,
would, like,
still a woke
that would
ally
get
even
me.
then.
But that would get me. Want a pash? I'd be like, absolutely.
The fact that Hastings
Like,
looked
not
like
if you said it,
Napoleon
but
Her
if anyone
name,
else
her
said
name
it.
was
well.
Liz Baker. I still know her. Like I could like we're not
Kiss her
friends.
again?
Is she
But I
up?
could message her and say hi. She's hot now.
Oi, don't talk, do, bro.
She's got a boyfriend.
Yeah,
better
bruh.
boyfriend.
Get on that phone.
Yeah. One time.
That was a thing that like all the footy boys that I went to high school with like enacted apparently, where like someone made some bold claim and if someone said don't talk, do, then they just had to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I when I was 20, I was at Chinese Laundry. That's the whole story. No, I was at Chinese Laundry with that group, like my Northern Beaches friends, and that included the first girl I ever kissed.
Chinese
Was
Laundry,
like
for context, is a very druggy,
It's a
kind of shitty club
Shitty nightclub.
down near Darling
It's where I
Harbour.
first,
Yeah, it's in Darling Harbour,
It's
yeah.
also where I first kissed my now wife.
For real?
Ah.
Sweet.
What the fuck were you both doing at Chinese Laundry?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like either
That
of
place
us.
sucks.
We're in
Sounds
this.
like
Yeah.
much more of an Andrew Hastings.
We're in this.
type.
We're in the slip-in portion of it.
Yeah.
But they're separate venues, aren't they?
Yeah, but
They're,
you
like,
can
next
get,
to each
you can
They're-
get
it's the
into them
same
from
complex,
inside.
it's the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was where, and I had a
think
Tinder
they were owned
date.
by the
I
same
had a
people.
Tinder date come that night as well. So it was a real Three's Company situation
Oh,
for
my
me.
word.
Gee,
Where I
Yeah.
ended up picking my wife. Sliding doors moment, guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Oh, yeah.
I was real munted outside Chinese
Your wife,
Laundry.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
goop, which is what I call.
I was
No, I don't want to do it. But yeah, goop.
So
scooping
I
or
was real
something,
munted
yeah.
outside Chinese Laundry, and I was like, sort of like, because that most of my time, I used to go to Chinese Laundry a little bit. Most of my time there
That
was
makes
just
so
sitting
much
outside.
Yeah, not at all surprised.
Yeah, most of my time there was sitting outside waiting for the MDMA to like wear off a little bit so that I could stand up and go back inside because. Boy, it was a crazy time. Anyway, I was in there and this dude came up to me and I didn't know that it was like Liz's boyfriend, but I kind of got it from context. And he just goes, her being my first kiss is not relevant to this story. He just goes, yeah, this club fucking sucks. So like this whole time I'm like, yeah, like, I mean, this is fine, but I could be at home just like filling up my girlfriend right now.
Oh, he's like fucking Ali G. I could be
Yeah.
at home knobbing me Julie.
Yeah,
I mean-
literally filling up my girlfriend.
I mean, I'm gonna take that one home with me. But
Filling her up with spaghetti and meatballs.
so, Ben, tell us
I want to go
about,
home and cook a big meal.
Well, I
for
wanted
her.
to
tell us
talk
about
about-
your first kiss.
Well, it's not that interesting, but I remember the first party.
happened.
It hasn't happened yet. The first party I went to when I was like 13 years old, and
Right.
it was a very scary time. Because
Jamie's going to the bathroom, but he's just walked off laughing so hard.
I wasn't drinking, and I think I was 13, and I showed up early.
Who was drinking at 13?
Everyone,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone showed up.
I didn't start till I was 15.
Everyone showed up really drunk, and they started coming in, and I was there early, and I was just like terrified because I'd never seen anyone like drunk before.
Yeah, yeah.
And then someone I
Like 13-year-old drunk is such a loud.
Oh,
like-
yeah.
It's
Literally-
not like when I'm
bad.
drunk where
Literally-
it's like, oh, you're talking a
yeah,
bit louder.
literally.
It's like, I'm drunk.
Someone came in. The first guy walked down the stairs. He took a swing at me. Then the second guy came downstairs, dropped his Nokia phone. He said to me, "Fix my phone now." So I guess I said I wasn't a nerd, but it seems like I am. And, so I was fixing his Nokia phone, and then like everyone just kept coming down the stairs. They were all drunk.
you just obeyed.
Yeah,
Did it.
and I was so scared. Then I went upstairs and I went into the bathroom and just like sat there for like a few minutes. And then people wanted to use the bathroom, so I had to get out. And then I called my dad to come pick me up, and I think he was very proud. I was like, it was scary in there, Dad.
And then 5 years later, you had your first kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that's
Perfect
wild.
timing.
Yeah, no, that's insane. That's very old, I think, to have your first kiss like at 18 or whatever. That's like,
I felt like old for being like pretty far into 18 and losing my virginity.
yeah. Yeah, I would have roasted you. I would have called you a pussy or something. Yeah, no, I was.
You wouldn't have called me a pussy because I've seen what you look like then, and I was still much bigger than you.
That's valid. No, but
And now.
man, I
Yeah.
was kissing girls all through high school. I had a girlfriend when I was 15 that I like moved in with. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
You
I mean-
moved in with her.
when I was 8, as soon as school finished, me and my girlfriend moved in together.
Oh, you said when you were 15.
We started dating when we were 15.
Uh-huh.
Moved in together when we were 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened? Ben got bullied at a party. I
Yeah.
assume.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah. That was the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone took a swing at me.
All right, let's just do this then. Ben, I do want to know about this first kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were building up to that.
Well, what happened? Let me think back.
Ben's Googling kissing on his phone. So it sounds authentic. He's like,
So,
then we used my lower
our
lip.
bottom and
then
top
we-
lips touched.
And then we Frenched.
Usher's,
Frenched.
Usher's "Yeah 3 Times" was playing.
That's
and,
actually by Chris Brown.
fuck.
Famed
One of the
wife
black
beater.
men. Anyway.
One of the urban gentlemen.
Hold on. What's the Usher song called then?
Yeah.
It's just called
Just
Yeah,
called Yeah.
right?
It's just called Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 times is Chris Brown.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Is that the song you were thinking about?
Yeah.
What about that
Which also
Entourage
came out
thing?
much later.
Oh,
after you had it.
yeah.
That's the best song ever. Every time I'm putting sunglasses on, that song plays in my head.
What about,
Yeah.
what about Maps by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs?
Don't know.
All right.
Yeah, you fucked it.
Yeah,
That
let,
was good. Fuck off.
let
That
Kochan
wasn't
tell,
good.
Let Kochan tell his story about getting his mouth wet.
Well, it was
Was it a dope mouthfeel?
when I was 18. I was friends with. There were like people from my school, and then there were Jews from the north. The Jews from the
There are
north.
no Jews in the north.
Yeah, there are. St.
Yeah,
Ives.
no, there are
Oh,
Jews
that
in the
part
north,
north.
dude.
Fair enough.
St. Ives is full
I
of
know
Jews.
about the St. Ives.
So the Jews from the north and the Jews from the east
It
combined.
sounds like a Game of Thrones episode.
And we were
The Jews from the north.
we became the super Jews, and
I
and
was thinking Northern Beaches when you said north.
never.
No, there's no Jews there.
No.
You know, I didn't meet a Jew till I
God damn
started-
it, shut up and let him tell the
Well,
story.
I didn't meet a non-Jew till I started doing comedy.
Yeah, I didn't meet a Jew till I started. doing comedy.
You weren't the first time you met a goy.
Yeah. Goy, goy, goy.
Was it me? Was I the first goy you met?
Maybe.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
did our first ever gig together, so
Absolutely. Coming up to 7 years this year.
it is.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Hey.
We should probably kiss.
Well, you're going to be on TV, so that's pretty good.
Tell
Yeah.
the fucking kissing story.
It's not good. That's why I'm stalling. Like, the Jews came together and we were at pre-drinks. We were drinking. I think I talked to this girl from the north. Then we went out to a club.
What
Can't
club?
remember- can't
What
remember.
suburb was it? Cross.
City?
There's not many clubs in
Like
No,
there.
Sydney
probably
City.
CBD.
Let me think.
Scuba, sidebar,
Ivy.
Scary Canary.
It was my first time out of the eastern suburbs.
Scary.
So I was scared.
Ivy sounds about right.
Yeah.
Wasn't the
No,
cross?
it wasn't. It wasn't.
It could have
Scary
been. It
Canary.
could have been the Lowenbrow or the 4-story one.
Bavarian
Jackson's.
Beer Cafe?
Jackson's on George.
Honestly,
Oh,
I was-
Jackson's
Jackson's
on
on George.
George.
That place sucks.
Yeah,
yeah, but
that's
that's
real
where you
bad.
get a good kiss on, man, dude.
Anyway, so we were hitting the clubs. We were getting jiggy with it, and we were getting buck wild, and we were dancing. And then I danced with her, and
She kissed you, right?
Yeah, there's no way you made the
Yeah,
first
there is
move.
I
no
might
way.
have.
Oh,
I
really?
don't believe it.
Possible.
It's like the
And-
most confident move you've ever
Yeah, it's
made.
Yeah.
possible, but
Were you drunk on alcohol?
Absolutely. And now she's going out with one of my friends.
All right.
Well, she kissed a lot of the.
Do you think you'll be
Like,
invited
there's a
to
lot
their?
of intermingling between.
Do you think you'll be invited to their wedding, or it'd be too weird?
I reckon I'll be invited.
I mean, at least it's not a major movie star, so.
How dare you?
No, we won't talk about that.
We can't talk about
Anyone
it.
can put it together with context. It doesn't happen. Anyway,
What about yours?
Go back and listen to an
mine
old
was
episode.
at
and,
a year 7 school disco. I went up to a girl and I said, "Do you want to dance?" And she said yes. And then her friends came up to me and said, "If you guys wanted to pass, she'd probably pass you." And I was like, "You sure?" She was like, "Yeah." So I said, "Do you want a pash?" And she was like,
So he's reading off a script of like a fucking old episode of E Street. Like,
and then so I was like, "Do you want a pash?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then I did. And here's the.
Did you come out of it feeling?
Here's
like a
the
man?
funny part. Not funny, but here's the interesting part. That was the night that my sister was born. So I went to that school dance rather than visit my newly born sister in hospital.
Well, it sounds like it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, it did. I mean, I never kissed that girl again, but
Yeah, but it led you down the dark.
she
path
said some
you're currently
racist shit
on.
at some parties as an adult, though.
Like what?
I actually, this was like a
This
very.
could be a very dumb
This is-
question.
no,
yeah.
No,
Like,
no, no.
let's have you quoted saying
This is
this
a
on
very.
the podcast.
This was a very early bit of mine. So I'm not going to do the bit, but I'll give you the gist of it.
Do the bit.
So I can't remember exactly. How
Please
it went,
welcome
but
to the
gist of it is
stage.
She started complaining about refuge. I'm from the Northern Beaches. It's a very conservative area. So she started complaining about the refugee problem. And I was like, oh, all right. And then she said, yeah, well, I mean, I don't understand why
You're
they
like,
can't.
what's the problem? Like, they won't let them in. She's like, no, that they're coming.
Yeah, she literally yes. She literally was like, we need to find a solution to the refugee, and she literally just described apartheid. Like she just
God.
described.
Oh no, I remember that bit.
Yeah. It was. I think it might have been in our first split, but I think I might have done it then.
Yeah,
She just
probably.
described apartheid, and I had to be like, yeah, they tried that. It was called apartheid. It didn't work.
was not
It was
good.
pretty bad. And she was like, well, then they just shouldn't fucking come here. And I was like, yeah, you're really racist. Like, but yeah, the beaches are pretty.
What
fucked.
was your first kiss, you fucking late bloomer?
Yeah.
That's got to be embarrassing. Like,
It was with your wife at fucking Sidebar, wasn't it?
It was when she dropped me off at Tudor. We finally did it with tongue, and she also jerked me off.
French.
Yeah.
No, it was with this girl that I'm still friends with today.
Katie Horsburgh.
I wish. There's still time. Like that would be.
Hey,
You know how they
you're
have.
on your first wife.
They have that 5 celebrity list of people you can date.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah.
I'd be like Katie Horsburgh. People would be like, "That's not a celebrity."
Man, I've seen. By the
She
way,
is to me.
I've seen so many people do that joke. Have you seen so many people like?
What? Hook up with Katie Horsburgh? That's not a joke to me.
No,
Oh,
like
the
when
five
you
that
get the
made-
5 celebrities with your brother.
Yeah, my secretary.
Yeah, so many people do
that.
that.
Bit. Yeah, I know.
no good.
Anyway.
Yeah. The first time I did comedy, it was a lot like the first time I.
Oh, I love that
Fuck.
delivery of it. A lot like time, first time.
Hey,
A lot like Time headlined.
Hey, look, sometimes people do that joke early on and they end up being pretty good. And maybe sometimes they do that joke and they beat somebody else who's at this table in a competition.
Oh,
You should do
still
that bit on
hurts.
Tonightly.
Oh, how funny would
You
that
should
be to
do
just
it on
go on
Tonight,
there
we
and just
did.
do heaps of hack material?
Yeah,
Just
just
like
really
everyone does.
fucking hack it up when you do Tonight.
Do you like that's
You've got to
like
support me or it's transphobic.
the
Hey,
Norm
this will be
Macdonald's.
out after that comes out. Check out Rose on Tonightly on iView.
Yeah.
I hope you bomb.
No, dude.
No, I am
She's gonna
bomb
plug
because
the.
there's going to be like 15 people in the like not well mic'd audience.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
we
true.
want her to plug the podcast, so
Yeah,
we want the
that's true.
podcast to be famous.
Yeah, apparently you're allowed to plug shit.
So we
I
hope
can
the
plug
Rose-
podcast. Yeah.
So we hope now, new listener, you've heard at us yell at each other for an hour and a half about a movie we barely talked about.
It's not
Oh
much
yeah,
to talk
if
about.
you're listening to this episode because you saw Rose on Tonightly, because
Fuck you.
then fucking welcome to the pod. We're huge now.
Yeah, we're huge physically. And
yeah.
mentally.
Thanks
I
to
hope you like
Stack
the
Candles.
outfit that I went and bought for it today.
I'm very vascular.
I can tell you. Yeah,
Big ups to my housemate Sam, who's been in the kitchen of the apartment the whole record of this
Yeah.
episode.
Before we record-
Noticeably, not a lot of laughs coming from the kitchen.
Before we record,
I think it's more of a
very-
respectful.
Yeah, she's very respectul. She got on mic last week. It was good.
Oh, really?
Before we recorded today, I apologize to her for bringing this energy into her house.
You mean big dick energy?
And I hear Lanny. What do you hear?
Yes. I gotta.
To be fair, that was because I told you last night that she said she's heard some things she could never unhear,
I
and
mean-
they were all from you.
That's a very valid complaint. I don't.
we should finish by finishing the rest of the first kiss stories, I guess, right?
Well, I don't know what mine is.
Oh,
it
you
was
don't know
just
what
I
it
was
is.
about
What's
15.
an early
it was-
notable one?
Oh well, I can finish mine.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
finish
it was,
yours, Jeremy.
just,
Yeah.
It was a friend of mine that another very good friend
Davis?
of mine. No, well, Davis was in love with this particular woman and was like
Oh,
obsessed with
you
her.
dog
Sucked in,
mate.
Davis. Give me her details. I will go fuck her tonight.
They say never dog the boys, but you never know till you've been tested. Am I right? Yeah, he was in love with her, but we were just like, we were staying on his couch bed once and we hooked up and it was glorious.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, I won't go into further detail because it'll get very...
Wait, so you were saying the first time your
All
kid...
right, now, Ben, tell us about when you lost your virginity, and we want gruesome details.
Are you, sorry.
So, last week,
Hold on.
I got a boner.
I have a question for Jamie. So you trying to tell
I
me...
fucked a mango.
You're trying to tell me, Jamie...
I microwaved it.
Is that wrong? We're in love. We're getting married.
What's her name?
It's converting.
So Jamie, are you trying to tell me that the first time you ever kissed a girl...
Was it sweet?
Oh, it used to be.
The first time you ever kissed a girl, was that also the first time other stuff happened?
Yes.
You
did hand stuff?
Man, you reached around at least a second on the first... Man, that's cool, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's also not cool. He was 18.
Yeah, true. And you weren't even fat yet.
Oh.
No,
Are we supposed to tease Andy? I need to get a couple late shots in.
No, I was.
You fucking piece of shit.
I was fat by that point.
I thought you didn't get fat till like you started comedy.
No, I was fat for like ages.
Oh, fair
I
enough.
lost a bunch of weight before I started.
Oh,
You're like a
right,
regular
okay.
Tom Segura.
It's funnier.
Yeah.
All right, Rose, you got an early notable kiss story?
I don't know. I remember there was this one girl who was just like a real... She genuinely reminds me of your, like, the kissing style of you.
Nice.
Where it was just too fast, too aggressive.
Sounds hot.
And I kept getting drunk at parties and, like, making out with her.
Do you still know her? You should tell her I said what's up.
I don't even remember what her last name is. I remember her name was Jasmine.
That's all I need.
remember-
That's enough for me to go on.
No, it'll be a clash of styles. It's like two positive
Two
ions.
titans.
2 times.
I thought the kiss at the end of the movie was quite a nice looking kiss.
Imagine your first kiss was a real tonguey.
What's your favorite movie kiss that isn't the one from Cruel Intentions?
Fuck.
Yeah, that really makes it hard.
Yeah, because it's such an obvious.
And what I mean by that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
watching that kiss really makes it hard.
That's the only kiss
Oh,
I've
what
ever beat
about
off
what
to.
about
That's-
no Wild Things, man.
I haven't
beat
seen
off.
Wild Thing's pretty
Oh.
good.
I
Wild
think-
Thing's
You never
pretty
saw
good.
Wild Things?
No.
Oh man, you missed a decade of beating off.
Man, I think the kiss from Spider-Man 1, as cliched it is quite sweet. I quite like
Yeah,
that
when they
kiss.
do that in the OC as well, it's very cute.
Yeah,
I'm basically into any kiss where it's like one of the person like.
where they're both chicks. Me too, dude.
Well, that's basically it. Where, like, one
I
of
like
them
it when
is
it's a
like,
big
this,
black
It's like the
dude.
final. It's like
That's
the
all
final.
I look up
yes,
when
I
I
realize I'm a lesbian.
When I watch
Yes,
porn, I
that's
just
like-
type in kissing and I just beat it.
That's a huge thing in porn. Is like people want like sensual.
Yeah, I don't want
lovemaking.
anything else though.
One time, me and Andrew Wolf.
We should just go on YouTube.
One time, me and
They don't
Andrew
have
Wolf.
to blur that shit
Oh,
out.
wait.
Incognito.
That's funny. One time, me
Hey,
and
that's
Andrew
my
Wolf.
bit, motherfucker.
God. One time, Andrew Wolf paid me and one other person $50 each to kiss.
Oh no, he paid like.
Who was the other person?
He shelled.
Let's not say it.
He shelled out about $150 that night
He was
to get
paying a
people
lot
to
of people.
kiss, and I was so poor at that point. I had no job, and I was like,
It was Paige.
That's fine. Who cares?
Can we leave that in?
No,
It was
that's
so
that's
funny.
fine.
Chris
That's fine.
Lieben was also one of the people who got paid to kiss someone else, but I don't know if we should say who that was. That's yeah.
Say it.
Yeah, probably not.
Can we? Should we do
It's
it?
not a comic.
I can't read lips.
I'll
Should
tell
we-
you.
well,
after.
Can we just
after.
do a clear edit point? If it's funny, we can leave it in.
It's you wouldn't even know them.
okay.
You'd barely
You wouldn't
know
even
them.
know. They were-
Yeah.
Oh, I feel
Yeah.
like I do remember.
You'd know who they were.
That particular person I kissed in Melbourne this year.
Did you?
Yeah, I know.
Ah.
Yeah, I know.
That's why she spoke to me.
Is this stuff we should maybe be cutting out?
No, it's fine.
Okay,
maybe
sick.
maybe we've said enough.
All right.
um,
Well, that's probably the episode. It's an hour and 20 in. We've got to go to Everly Comedy, host a very
And I've got to go to the
unpopular room.
bathroom. I need to do a wee.
I need to go to Tudor and do a hot spot, and then I'll probably come hang at Everly if you guys are cool.
I'm going to go to Fahim's and have a nice dinner.
Hey, Jamie, can you buy me some beers at Everly in exchange for me having bought the beers that we're drinking now? I'll pay you back tomorrow.
I might get a salmon.
I mean, you also owe me $20.
Do I? I'll pay you
full
everything.
Atlantic
I'm getting
salmon?
$16,000 tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so we end this by saying to the next step. as a
It's an
American Pie
homage to
tribute.
American Pie.
I've heard the pod, dude.
I thought you didn't listen.
So, guys, that was. Thanks, Ben, for coming on. Do you have anything you want to plug, my dude?
Let me think.
You got a fringe
my
show
butt,
coming up.
butt plug. We've never made that joke
No,
yet.
I don't
Really?
want to plug anything.
Really?
No?
What do I got to
You,
plug?
you got a fan page on Facebook?
Come to Cactus Juice every Monday.
Do some
Yeah.
hot
Nah,
jokes
that
on
room's
there?
too packed already. We don't
Yeah,
need
it's
more
too
people.
good. That room's too good.
Yeah, we don't need
What
more.
about Everly? You need some fucking.
Come
more
to
people in there.
Everly. That room
Come
sucks.
to Everly. It sucks. It's the worst
That room
room.
sucks. We're going to.
Yeah.
We hate doing
I
it
keep
every
messaging
Sunday.
people being like, "Can you come to our room? It's good now, I swear."
Yeah.
That's like the seizure thing.
I still say it might go either way.
Well, I thought it was getting good, and then it turns out it's
Yeah.
just,
We hate it. We hate doing it. We
Yeah.
don't.
We're gonna do it tonight.
Yeah,
and,
it's at the end of its rope. We're done with it.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
But come along.
Yeah, come. It's
Is
gonna
that
be
like
great.
legit?
No,
No, we love it.
we'll do it forever.
I'm going to plug my GoFundMe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Donate to my GoFundMe, please.
Okay.
It's what's it called? Help Rose Piper be her true self or
Yeah.
some shit like that. I don't know. Go on my fan page. You can find it there.
Come to Powerbomb Comedy and come to Wayward's Comedy every.
Club.
Yep, their
Yeah.
clubs.
Go
every week.
to Papagetti's comedy at
You don't have to
Papagetti's.
do that.
Come to
You
UTS.
do have to
comedy.
do that. You do.
What's that?
I'll book you for it after this conversation. We're doing
People are
a
going to
new
think
thing.
this is not a good room. It's a good
Did I
room,
actually not give you any
goddammit.
spots for that?
What is it?
It's a new thing. We're doing a couple of one-off shows at UTS. I was going to give you spots, but I must have forgotten. I'll sort it out. Anyway,
Please give me some.
Ben
I
only
thought you were
headlines
normally just
now.
having
Yeah, I only
UTIs.
headline.
Is that a good joke?
Anything
It's
that
close.
I'm not
one
getting
time I
paid for
thought
as
I
an
had a
open
UTI.
mic.
but
There were just two conversations going on there.
Yeah.
One time I thought-
What just happened?
You go
between
first.
Anything I don't get paid for as an open mic.
Yeah.
One time I thought I had a UTI, but it was chlamydia.
I don't know
So
what's
it's
the
worse.
worst way to
I
go
think you
out.
had a TMI, dude. Burned him. Got one. Got one in at the end.
That was the last one.
It's kind of my whole thing. Like, it's kind of my whole
All right,
thing.
thank you, Ben Kochan. That was a lot of fun. I reckon.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
a good time.
I'm
Yeah.
drunk.
To the yeah, I know. To the next step?
To the next step.
No, you take turns.
No, we kind of all do
Oh.
it.
Oh, way to
together.
fucking derail it, cunt.
Wait.
All right, we'll
Wait,
do it again. We'll
which-
go,
what
we'll
are we
go
doing?
around the horn.
Okay,
like,
sorry.
here we go.
To the next step?
To the next step.
To the next step.
I would really love it if you bought me a beer.
To the next step.